Decided I wanted to do a live stream. I haven't chopped it up one-on-one with y'all in a minute. But that boy Daz Dillinger been arrested in Georgia on 13 felony counts. And it's crazy. I'm gonna wait till a few people fall up in here before I really get to talking for real about this. I'm trying to check some stuff out real quick, but let me see what's going on. Everybody been good out there? Now, first and foremost, okay, they say his crib in Georgia been busted for having a quote-unquote bunch of weed. They call it a bunch of weed. It was nothing but 117 grams, but we got to keep in mind this was in Georgia. Now, the actual charges they trying to give dude, they say he had, where it's saying, 10 THC pods, THC oil, THC vaporizer container in his home studio label cannabis lean. Cops say they label on the bottle described it as a grape drink laced with cannabis. He was hauled off to jail in Cobb County where he was booked on 12 counts of possession of controlled substance, 1 count of possession, and more than an ounce of marijuana. Keep in mind, I know people hear the name and automatically assume, oh, he from California, they shouldn't even be tripping on this, blah, blah, blah. But this happened in Georgia, so they trying to really, you know what I'm saying, stick it to him. The crazy thing about it, like, soon as I heard this, and someone just said karma's a bitch, because soon as I heard this, the very first thing that I thought about is that video that he put out talking about Suge Knight. Now, you know, even my girl had asked me, you know, what was like the problem between Daz and him. You know, it seemed like Daz, out of all of them, even Snoop, speak kindly of Suge. You know, everybody else kind of then, you know, pipe down a little bit on talking shit against Suge, except Daz. And it's crazy because Daz, that Dog Pound, what was the Dog Food album, super underrated. Like, Daz always been super underrated, even though a lot of his music that he put out today, to me, don't, you know, I guess you can't constantly get the same type of sound and music. It don't sound the same, give me the same vibe, but I still respect the old boy. But, you know, him talking that shit the way he was saying it against Suge, bringing up Suge's son, talking about go holler at him in jail, this and that. You know, it all kind of rubbed me the wrong way, the way he did that. But also in that video, when I was looking at the video, I could tell that background was in California. So I wonder, is that house he was standing in front of the house that they rated? Someone said underrated. Yeah, the Dog Food album. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Dog Food don't get brought up enough when people talk about classics, especially from that time. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder, is that house that he was smoking in front of, talking shit about Suge, if that was the house in Georgia. And I know him being from California, probably a little relaxed, you know, on social media, smoking blunts, this and that. They probably all following that. And don't quote me on this, so I want to ask y'all a question. Because I know he had a problem. Who was it with? Like Reggie White or someone of that nature that used to be like a sheriff or something like that. Don't he reside in Georgia or somewhere around there too? So you just never really know, man. Karma can happen that quick where you kick a man down, wind him down like that, and then turn right back around and get arrested. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, he been in Georgia for a minute. Like the Sandman said, because I seen him, I think I always see him with like Big Gip or the people from Goody Mob all the time. I know he got a super connection with them, and ain't no telling who else. But yeah, Daz and them, a lot of motherfuckers been down in Georgia for a minute. I'm talking about ever since the Freaknik days when people really started traveling, coming down there for that. And people seeing how the cost of living was cheaper. This before they started building the metropolitan area and started growing. Hella people started moving down there. And business-wise, for my people that's from Atlanta, my people from Cali, I ain't gonna say all that on here, but business-wise, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of people that move down to the A, you know what I mean, for that reason, you know what I mean. So I just wanted to put that out there. They said he did end up bonding out by noon. Basically the very next day, his bond was $15K. You know what I mean? So he ended up getting out on that. It's just crazy. 117 grams get you jammed up, you know, with all the other stuff for 13 felonies. And shit, you go 36, 40, I mean, you know what I'm saying, 72 hours back over to the West. You ain't got to worry about pretty much none of that stuff. So we just going to have to see how this turn out. You know what I mean? But I'm going to sit in here for a couple more minutes and chop it up with y'all. I ain't chopped it up on no type of form, a live stream with y'all in a minute to answer no questions or nothing like that in a minute. You say someone snitched Daz out. It's a possibility. You never know. That's why I brought up that thing about if that was him smoking in front of that house. He got notoriety. He got a name. I have to go back and actually watch that video right now. That'd be the thing that'd be crazy to me. Sometimes people jump on social media. People jump on and be holding up illegal guns and drugs in front of a crib. And then you can just pause the video, look in the background, and either see the address on the house. That don't necessarily mean that, you know, you may not know the street, but shit, if you got snitches police that's familiar or frequent who this person is and where they be at, it ain't hard to put two and two together. Bosco snitched, or Bosco snitched on him. I'm gonna have to go back. I ain't co-signing that or nothing like that, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have to go back. I just seen a video pop up in my alerts saying, like, I guess Bosco responded to him. I hadn't been on YouTube, Instagram, no social medias or nothing in a minute, you know what I'm saying? Been trying to handle some other stuff, but most hated, what up though? Yep, and people on IG would tell on you too. Yeah, that's the crazy thing, like, say for instance, even for myself, I ain't out here doing nothing wrong in this world, but even for myself, I always say, then every 100 to 200 people you got following you, especially if you're a rapper, entertainer, and you promote lean pills, drugs, then every 100 to 200 people you got following you, please believe it's a fake police officer behind the page of a pretty girl or egg, you know what I'm saying, or egg or something, following you, watching everything that you do. I don't care if you even got your page on private. They got ways to get around that. All that stuff, Facebook, Snapchat, all that stuff is connected with the police. Like, I was laughing with my homeboy Crispy Chris the other day about, this was a couple weeks ago, about, I ain't gonna put the rapper name out there because the shit hot, but just I seen him on his story. He a full-fledged rapper and people know who he is and all this stuff. Full-fledged rapper on his story on IG, like, yeah, the Larry in, you know, at such and such per, holla at me, this and that. I'm like, bro, like, all your raps is about that you hustling this and that, and then you just marketing, come holla at me on your IG story. Like, you trying to get yourself jammed up. Niggas be doing way too much to try to prove to the fans and everybody. They be thinking they speaking in codes. Like, you not speaking in codes. Like, bro, like, I support, I salute and love E40, but I was kind of, you know, weary about when he was talking about or end up doing, I never seen it, had it in my hand, but he was talking about doing like the slang dictionary and all that. Like, the slang don't need to be broken down for the regular average day person to pick up on what people saying. That's what make you every month, every 2 months, you and your friends got to come up with different ways to say what you talking about. Period. You know what I mean? And there's just no reason at all to bring none of that to social media. Like, it's no reason. Fuck who you trying to impress. You trying to stun on another dude. You trying to show off for a girl. Do all that in real life. It's already hot enough in real life to go on Instagram and everything you put on social media, somebody, you know, screenshotting it, somebody seeing it, you know, all that. It's just, we live in a self-snitching. We just live in a self-snitching, you know, society right now. And it'd just be crazy to me sitting back out the game fully, looking at the crazy thing that people be doing. But yeah, man, dudes, that's for the police 40, a puppet 2. Now niggas are dumb. They be snitching on themselves to keep the hustle on social media. I'm talking about, yeah, that's what I was saying, Triple O, like, I do not get it. Like, it's certain rappers, through my experience of moving around, I ain't never, like, you know, I know a ton of rappers. You know what I'm saying? I know different DJs that's on the radio. You know, we ain't just super cool. Like, I always told people, I never hid the fact of, you know what I'm saying, going down to Alabama A&M. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Them couple years I went down to Alabama A&M. That same, like, all right, say for instance, that situation happened with Trick. That same DJ that was next to Rick Ross, when he finally went to that radio station in Florida, was talking about, that's DJ Efeezy. Like, he went to Alabama A&M the same years we went there. Like, the dude, DJ Infamous, he went there the same years. Like, the little quote-unquote, it ain't our original name, but the little Cheddar Boy parties that Sammy, myself, T, and P, and all different people used to throw. That was like, you know, Infamous was doing DJing before then, but he used to be the DJ for that stuff, and they just stuck to that and end up taking off. And now he damn near host, do all the biggest clubs in the A, you know what I'm saying, on the radio station, the A. People stick to their positive passion and the shit can work for them, you know what I mean? But it just be crazy to see some people that I know behind the scenes that's really still got 2-3 toes still in the streets, and just how they be thinking they being so subliminal on social media, and they're just like, bro, this is plain as day. But no, the philosophy, a hustle of a dime, basically, they just raided this crib in Georgia and found 117 grams of weed, you know, some THC pods, some vaporizers, some oil, some cannabis lean, this and that. You know what I mean? All the stuff that he probably got access to in California, and however he choose to, whatever, you know, he probably just too relaxed. He should know, like, as soon as you cross that state line, the laws change up, unless you just like in Denver still, you know, a lot of the laws in Detroit, Michigan, all that stuff changing. But like, from my knowledge, Georgia laws haven't fully changed yet. We seen with Rollo, it ain't gonna stop the game. The game gonna go on. But I just be like, man, when you just got notoriety like that, where everybody know who you is, it's just certain things you don't need to do. Not to say he put himself in that position, but the two things I thought about was him kicking Suge Knight while he was down. And I wonder, is that house he was standing in front of smoking that fat blunt, is that the crib that they end up raiding? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But everybody, what's been good with y'all? Everybody been good out there? He said, duh, nigga, this is South. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know when, as far as the South, like, I know it's the red state behind the Bible, you know, below the Bible Belt. It's very conservative and red. If they gonna catch up, or all that money, you know, it's a ton of money that's invested into the prison system. So maybe they feel like they recouping and still making them billions of dollars in the prison systems by locking everybody up for these petty crimes and don't care about even trying to combat the quote unquote war on drugs and start opening up dispensaries and legalizing weed. Because, you know, especially when you're dealing with Texas or any of the states that's along the Gulf Coast, is dealing with the cartels and stuff that's still moving. You know what I mean? That's why they say they trying to do it, but they just want to be able to make money off this $1 trillion industry that they see everybody getting rich off of. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Say, I'm from Oakland, stay in Charlotte, North Carolina. I got a homie out there, and well, I don't know if he back in the A right now, but I got a homie from Detroit that's down there, and so he not in Charlotte, but he's somewhere in NC right now. Never kick a man while he's down. All on the same list. Like, yeah, like Suge Knight, from just the outside looking in, you know, he got caught up in the, I ain't gonna say caught up in the role, but he was playing the mob boss role, this and that for Death Row, had the money, $200, $300, $400, $500 million company. He had Bloods and Crips, people to move on the dime. You got the money to enforce it. People do shit for free just to get stripes, just to be around you. And it's like, once that time passed, he never clicked out of that. And it's easy for people on the outside to say, oh, he was moving this way, he, you know, times didn't change. But it's hard, you know what I mean? That's like a dude, if he's 17, 18, 19, 20 years old, he plugged in and he just got bricks and everything he can do, and everybody that know him, he get money, and then either he change his life or just fall off. It's hard for him to come back around them quote unquote same peers and try not to still hold up that same demeanor, because he think people gonna be looking down on him. It was just crazy. You had young people, everybody and their mama trying to knock him out the game, you know what I mean? So I just tuned in. But yeah, Daz, you probably end up having to, you know, fast forward this back, but because I'm about to go ahead and get off this. But the accidental murder, that was the thing, taking the 28. I'm gonna have to really go back and read. I seen it, I didn't report on it, but I seen, you know, he copped a plea for the 28 years. You know, they had down there knocked off how many 5, 6, 7, 10 attorneys that he was dealing with. Like, I seen he was not gonna be able to get up out that situation. Like, they were trying to arrest the baby mama. He was getting, you know, different attorneys was getting caught up in different shit, catching felonies. Like, they was on his ass. Pause. You know what I mean? Like, they wasn't playing with him by no means. So, but that's just the same thing with the Gottis and them. When they can't, not saying Suge didn't murder nobody, this and that, but when they can't catch you on the stuff that they know that you did, when they finally get something they can wrap around your shoestring, shit, they gonna drag you for it. Period. They just gonna drag you for it. They was railroading Suge. He had no choice. Yeah, I'm talking about, I can respect that. The thing about this Daz, I always just wonder where, I don't know if it has something to do with a baby mama issue, dealing with a woman or something like that, but it's just crazy. Just over the past year, of seeing how much. I know Daz have a problem with Suge, but how much he was just on Suge Knight Jr. head. Like me and Suge through DM on Instagram, I was supposed to get him on here a couple times for an interview because I wanted him to speak. You know what I mean? I know he trying to do his music thing, this and that. I'm like, eventually at some point in time, him as a person, he gonna have to try to move himself out of his father's shadow, because Suge made so many enemies and rubbed so many different people the wrong way in the industry. You got people that's gonna close the door on you just because you the son of, you know, of dude. Oh yeah. We said, you know, Tito, we was saying that, yeah, straight up karma. That's real. You say Daz was low-key venting because Suge embarrassed him. Suge fuck one of down. Yeah, but think about during that time, who all Michelle sleep with, and that's just one person that we just know of. When you got a company, $500 million, everybody can't get in that circle, even though you may go out and party this and that, but whoever's trapped in, I don't even know the right words, but whoever's in that circle as far as men and women, man, everybody, all them girls getting tossed up and tossed around. It's like, I ain't gonna say it's your fault for that being your baby mama or bringing her around. I'm not gonna say it's Suge's fault for smashing her, but and for people that know, that's what started wars back centuries ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the same repetitive thing over and over and over again, especially when you dealing with power and you have, you know what I mean, the disloyal niggas that's around that'll flip over a couple dollars, and you got the girls that's within that crew, they get their individual time with different people. Hey, it's just one big party. People live in a fantasy world during that time, and it'd be crazy. You know what I mean? It's niggas, you know, a couple $100,000, and you got girls getting tossed up. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But salute to y'all. I definitely wanted to tap in. I don't want to make this video too long due to the algorithm of YouTube, but salute to y'all. I'm gonna tap back in and do some more of these little, you know, live streams and answer some more questions probably later on. But Daz wasn't saying shit. He was snatching them back. Yeah, he got his money back, Red. Yeah, he made sure he did that. That was a smart business move that he did. You know what I'm saying? You know, because for a long time, to the deaf hour, people that wasn't around that didn't know how much Daz did, especially for the All Eyes on Me and probably whatever else. But shit, you know, getting his paperwork right on that, he had to fight for that. And it's crazy, a lot of that money, I just seen him showing some brown bags of money the other day. You're going to have to put them towards lawyer fees. I know you don't want to be from Cali and get jammed up and have to sit down somewhere down there in Georgia. For real. But bless. Salute to Tito, Boo, everybody that tapped in. I'm going to tap back in with y'all in a little minute. If anything else pop up, I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.